Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If there's one thing that's been controversial this year in MW2 and Warzone 2, it is the minimap. This has been something that's been a hot topic in the community literally since day one of the beta for Modern Warfare 2, and it's been adjusted a bit since launch in each game, but there's been a big mystery going on recently, and it's something that I have particularly noticed as I've been playing ranked, and obviously with Season 3, they changed the UAVs to now be, unlimited, so UAV spam is frequent, and you might notice that when you're playing and you call in a UAV, that suddenly you'll see a red dot on one sweep. Then the next sweep, that dot is magically gone, and then like maybe 2 or 3 sweeps later, it's back, and you're like, okay, this guy's Houdini, right? Well, it's finally been discovered that there is something ridiculous going on with the minimap right now. So, we are here on Twitter, and there is, like I said, a very interesting feature or bug, we're not really sure, but shout out Carnage16, fellow Carnage member, for discovering this at XVI the Great on Twitter. I'll be sure to link his Twitter down in the description below. He does all sorts of cool guides and in-depth stuff for that, but he actually figured this out and made this video. So this, for instance, is an example on the advanced UAV, but it applies to normal UAVs as well. You'll notice this sweep on an advanced UAV, there should always be this ping, but clearly it dissipates for a second there. It sort of fades out, then it's back. So this is an answer as to what exactly is going on here. I'm going to play this video in full, just the straight up video, so you guys can see the gist of it. And then we'll go through and explain what exactly is going on that's causing this major confusion with the minimap right now. So this is a great way to do this test that, 16 shows here. So unsilenced weapon fade after firing. You can see there are 2 dots here while this advanced UAV is active. You can clearly see that this player on the left has an unsuppressed weapon, and the player that's just behind my face cam here has a suppressed weapon. If we go through and see, you can clearly see both dots are here, but then the player shoots their unsuppressed weapon. Emphasis on that. Their unsuppressed weapon is being shot. And what do you know? They fade off of an advanced UAV, which is so strange. But then this player shoots the suppressed weapon and it continues to sweep, and the person with said suppressed weapon stays active on the UAV that entire time. So essentially with this advanced UAV, you are somehow gaining an advantage by using an unsuppressed weapon, which is kind of backwards, right? You would think suppressors are supposed to suppress your fire, make you less noticeable, make you less audible. They're obviously already keeping you off of the compass, whereas if you fire an unsuppressed weapon, you're going to show up on the compass both in multiplayer and in Warzone 2. So you're showing up as a red dot there. The unsuppressed weapon is hiding you there, but somehow on the minimap, there's an inverse. Unsuppressed fire makes you somewhat more secretive. Now, obviously, it pops back up and you reappear there, but for some period in time, and if you get the really good timing there where the sweep happens, it hides you, which just quite frankly doesn't make sense. But again, though, unsuppressed pistol fire here fades off of the advanced UAV, suppressed pistol, always visible. Now, again, there are alternatives to just the advanced UAV here. If you're doing this with Ghost, things are also very wonky. And with the advanced UAV, obviously, Ghost is just showing you as a red dot. So this would also act as like if it was a basic UAV and you didn't have Ghost as well. And you can again see what happens when this goes on, which again, it just doesn't make sense. Unsuppressed fire, the player fades off of the UAV for a second. And it's almost like if it's active while that sweep is going, that's when the player becomes hidden. So if you time it right and you're continuously firing, especially like in Warzone, if you're in a squad fight and that UAV is up and you're continuously firing, obviously you're going to be audible. The enemies are probably going to have that audio cue and say, okay, I can hear him from this building, or they're going to have that visual contact. Okay, I can clearly see this guy's, snaking in and up and out of this window. So you're going to be in a fight there and they're going to know you're there. But if they're trying to rely on the UAV to know if you're on the second story or the bottom story and you're continuously shooting and firing that unsuppressed weapon, that could give you a huge advantage. Whereas if you're shooting a suppressed weapon that entire time, you might be harder to hear, you might be harder to spot. But ultimately, if there's a UAV up, you are going to be a dead target because you're constantly going to be seen there. And it's just such a strange mechanic here because, quite frankly, it is so backwards. Now, here's the thing. And by the way, as we continue with this conversation, if you guys are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. I got you guys covered on a daily basis with all things going on in COD. Also, if you guys enjoy the video, if you want to bring more awareness to this feature / bug, be sure to drop a like on it as well. Would be seriously appreciated. But here's the thing. Is this a feature or is this a bug? Because quite frankly, the logic behind this makes no sense whatsoever. Essentially, what Infinity Ward is doing here is protecting players who don't want to use suppressors. But if you don't use a suppressor, you're losing out on velocity and range and control in a lot of cases, and you're exposing yourself to audible cues and the compass as well. They've already made their statement on they don't want red dots on the minimap. They're trying to protect players as is, but then you're rewarding even more for not consciously building a loadout, which again, like I've said many times already, seems backwards and seems very confusing. But based off of how Infinity Ward has already designed some things for this game, it makes you wonder, is this actually intended or is this bugged out? Because to me, it should probably be the other way around. But quite frankly, the UAV should be a constant and consistent thing. It shouldn't matter if you're shooting or not. If you have Ghost, you shouldn't show up on the UAV unless, of course, it's in advance, in which case you'll show up as the standard dots. But if you have Ghost, it should function as intended. If you don't have Ghost, you should be showing on this minimap regardless of if you're shooting or not. There shouldn't be ways to hide yourself unless you're going out of your way to specifically want to try and hide yourself. This is a very bizarre situation that's now been answered a bit here thanks to, 16 going through and actually figuring this out, because we knew the minimap's been wonky and busted since day one. Ace has done testing. I think several other creators have as well. But this now brings in a new question into this situation of, is this working as intended, right? Because it's just such a strange thing that I don't think many players are going to even know about until, we start getting this information out, like in this video here. So beware of how you build your loadouts now, because it is going to impact whether or not using a suppressor or not is going to show you on a UAV. And this could seriously change an entire gameplay and gunfight scenario if the timing is right, which, like I've said already, just by playing ranked and spamming UAVs, I've had so many situations where someone's on the map and then off of it and then back on and then back off. It's a weird situation. But that said, that's going to wrap things up for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. If you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. That way you can always guarantee you're up to date with all things going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.